Hi, class, and welcome to DUSK 101. This is the first DUSK class at this recording, which is late summer of 2025. And I sincerely congratulate you for choosing to take this course. It's a 1-credit, 4-week course, but it may have as big an impact on you as anything else you take if you really take it seriously. I think critical thinking is one of the key fundamental issues that any student should learn to perfect. And so I'm glad to have you join me on this very short journey about critical thinking. I want to give you a quick overview of the class and talk a little bit about the main options for your assignment, your main assignment for this class. First thing I would say is if you haven't yet read the syllabus, as soon as you're done watching this video, go back to Canvas, open that syllabus, download it, and read it so that you can review the expectations for this class. It's just so important. It'll just take you a few minutes, but it's really essential to getting a good start on the class. So, basic overview. As I said, this is a short 4-week, 1-credit course. It really has only 2 assignments plus some engagement on the discussion board, and I'll walk you through those. So the discussion board assignments, I know that some of you who have taken online courses before, and there are familiar names on my enrollment list, and so I know some of you have taken my online courses before, at least one of my online courses before, and so you know that I believe in discussion boards, and I know that some of you don't like it, but again, I repeat, the reason for doing a discussion board is that's how we engage in an online environment. That's how we share information with our fellow students, and so I really encourage you to take that seriously. You get out of it what you put into it. That's really true in the case of the discussion board. So there are 3 of those. They're not going to take you a long time. Basically, you're introducing yourself and then talking a little bit about your project. And this is where I think the sharing of information is so essential. And I'll also offer this. If 3 or more of you would like to, I'm happy to schedule a time for us to get together on Zoom and just have an open conversation about your project, about ideas, sharing information, all of that stuff. I'm happy to do that anytime. This is officially an asynchronous course, meaning that you're never required to be at class at a certain time, but if you would like to schedule a time for a number of us to get together, I am happy to do that. I used to do it when I was teaching online at Gonzaga, and it was always profitable and interesting. So there is one quiz. It's worth 25 points out of the total of 100, but you can take as much time as you want, and it's open book. So you can have the textbook open to you. You can have Canvas open. You can search the answers. This isn't meant to be a trick or to catch you. It's meant to just encourage you to be familiar with the content, the concepts of the class. So take the time you need. Do not get anxious about it, and have your materials open and available. So do not worry. And if for whatever reason you don't get finished, you get partway through and you have to go somewhere, you can go back and finish it. I don't time it. I don't have a limit on the number of times you can open it. Once you've submitted it, then you're done. And then finally, there is a project that will be something, I've described this elsewhere, but it'll be, and I'll talk a little bit more about this here in just a moment, you'll create a poster or a slide deck or a video presentation, or if you have something else that you think would be interesting, I'm happy to hear ideas on that. Or you can choose to write a 500-word, 5-paragraph essay, and I'll talk more about that here in just a moment too. So that's the class. It's going to move very quickly. I think in the 4 weeks you're going to be doing this, you're going to come away with some really helpful insights into not just being a student, but being a human being on the planet, and how to engage with all the stuff that's going on around us, critical thinking has never been more important. As far as the project goes, I've thrown a couple of examples on this slide for you. One of them is a copy of one of the slides that I used in the lesson on Canvas on the barriers to critical thinking. So that's just meant to provide an example of what I'm talking about there. You can go into the instructions for the project and get more details. Let's have a chat if you want to talk about it in more detail. If you choose to do the slide deck, I ask you to watch my lesson on revisiting death by PowerPoint, and you'll see what it means. It's just an overview of how to create slides. 97.7% of slide decks created on the planet are terrible. I made that number up, but it's probably just about right. You want the slide deck to supplement your narration, whether it's a written narration or a voiceover like I'm doing here. So if you decide on a slide deck, please watch that lesson. If you want to do a poster, there are a lot of ways to go about having AI or other applications help you with the poster. I'm happy for you to use AI. The main thing is that at the end of the day, you are responsible for the content. You're responsible to make sure that you have not broken any copyright laws or anything of that nature. But this is a poster I found in a search for free open access posters on critical thinking on the internet. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. I don't want you to steal those. I don't want you to just rip those off. I want you to be creative, think critically, and create your project. There you can do, if you want to do a video, if you're really ambitious and you have the equipment, if you want to do a video, great. Or if you have another idea that you'd like for me to consider, I'm happy to have that conversation with you. So those are the options for the project, which is due the last day of class. For those of you who are odd like I am and you love to write essays, there's an essay option. Instead of doing a project, you can write a 500-word, 5-paragraph essay. I've provided resources on Canvas for you if you want to pursue that option. It's great. If you want to, it should be an expository or a persuasive or argumentative essay. It should include a certain amount of additional research, but you're welcome to do that. Now, I would say if you haven't yet taken English 102, then I would encourage you to think seriously about doing the project, because there are certain things that an essay needs to include. It needs to be written in either APA or MLA style. It needs to be written in the 5-paragraph format. I've provided a lot of resources to you, mostly through Purdue OWL. Those of you who have taken my English 101 or 102 course are familiar with Purdue OWL. If you haven't, it's the best resource on writing in the US. It comes from Purdue University. It's awesome. So that's an option for you if you want to kind of take a more traditional route. It's perfectly acceptable. Just let me know if you have any questions about that. So those are the options here. I want you to, yes, take this class seriously, but I want you to have some fun with it. You know, if you want to do something humorous with your project, or a little avant-garde, or a little bit, you know, not traditional, great. Don't get weird. I mean, you can get weird, but, you know, stay within the boundaries of good academics and good taste and all of that. But if you want to have a little fun, please do. If you enjoy creating visuals, you know, knock yourself out. Have a good time with it. At the end of the day, this should be a really enjoyable experience, one that you'll refer to often going forward. It should be, you know, serious, work, but you should have a good time with it. So as you as you start thinking about projects, please reach out to me. As I said, if enough of you want to, we can get together and have a live Zoom, talk to each other about what we're thinking. Welcome you to class, and please do connect with me at any time.